Prologue, Super ORARIO RPG. Do you know about role-playing? It's performing a certain role, sometimes even immersing yourself in it to the point of becoming that role. Using imagination, dreams, to simulate being someone other than yourself. However, in our case, it's nothing so simplistic as a mere simulation. It was just a game at first. Dying of boredom, I descended to the mortal realm just like so many other deities. I created a familia, traveled the world, became bound to ORARIO, explored the dungeon, and after having enjoyed all the various pleasures of the mortal realm, in an entirely unsurprising development, I grew bored again. The unknown that excites us is not something that is always just around the corner. Indeed, as more and more layers of mystery are peeled back, my excitement fades and the days become uninteresting and bland. It's pleasing to see my followers grow, and cherishing them is truly fulfilling. That isn't a lie, but somewhere along the line, I ended up with just as much time on my hands as I had in the heavens. That was why the game that Zeus and the others were playing happened to catch my interest one day. That's how you get role-playing. A certain number of deities are capable of suppressing their divinity. Once they've hidden all evidence of their heavenly origin, they become residents of the mortal realm, assimilating into society, living life as a mortal. Each assumes a role and immerses themselves to forget their divinity and enjoy this world anew. Looking down at the board upon which the children are arrayed, they adjust their personality and voice and become one of the pieces on the board. It was simple enough to laugh it off as a curious pastime, but in the end, I couldn't endure the ever-growing boredom and amused myself with that same game. The role that I chose for my entertainment was that of a city girl. I had the true name and history I received from Hearn, so it seemed a perfect choice. That child's magic, Vana Satyr, had an interesting side effect. By using my ichor as a medium, a connection was established that allowed her to share in my divinity, which also made it possible to reproduce the girl's face. Back in the heavens, Zeus was famed for his transformations. A bull, a swan, even a shower of rain. That insufferable Odin could transform too. Most deities have a variety of masks they can don at will. My girl had been the same. In order to slip away from the other deities who pestered me in the heavens, I would often cease to be Freya in order to sneak out of the temple. When I found that I could take the form of that girl without running afoul of the rules that normally bound Arcanum, I laughed. My covenant with Hearn gave her a taste of divinity, and it turned out to be quite the bounty for me as well. The mysteries of the mortal realm are truly without compare. Hearn's wish to become a goddess is the one area where her will and desire surpass Otter and all my other children. The strength of that will is what allowed her to succeed in summoning, in becoming, a goddess. Perhaps it also included Seer, because her wish was not just to be Freya, but ultimately to be a blessed and happy girl. Of course, the exchange of true names bore a crucial meaning. A name is a manifestation of a body. Perhaps that explains why I was able to take on that child's appearance from the moment I received the name Seer. In any case, I gained a convenient mask for my role-playing. This was the birth of my Seer. In exchange for allowing Mia to half-retire, I started working at her tavern. She made no effort to hide her distaste for the situation, naturally. During the periods I erased my divine power and immersed myself in my role, I let Hearn handle all the duties required of a goddess. Hearn could become both Freya or Sire using her magic, though the number of times I gave her permission for the latter could be counted on one hand. She ecstatically threw herself into performing the role of Freya, taking care of even bothersome tasks with an energetic verve, as if it were an honor to carry them out. I can't say I don't understand where she was coming from, but part of me wanted to point out how that eagerness was rather out of character for me. And even if her appearance and divine presence were identical, no matter how well she tried to mirror my speech and gestures, Loki would have seen right through the illusion. So I always made sure to personally attend Donatus and the banquets of the gods and those sorts of assemblies. Even then, though, I hardly ever really showed my face. The protection provided by Alan and the others was a compromise. I really would have preferred being entirely alone, but it wasn't as if I didn't understand their love, so I gave a little ground on that point. It was just a stopgap to forestall the boredom. Nothing more than a sideshow. That's what I thought at first. But this little charade completely betrayed my expectations in the most delightful of ways. All the children visiting the tavern, All those different radiant points of light. All the scuffles I experienced firsthand. There wasn't any time to feel bored, and I found out I wasn't nearly adroit enough to perfectly play the role I had chosen for myself either. I discovered that I was helpless with cooking or cleaning. And then there was that unmistakable look of exasperation that always crossed Mia's face whenever I made a shocking number of mistakes. There's no counting the number of times I tossed and turned in bed, dying of embarrassment. But yes, it was fun. Connecting with children on their terms, working together, gaining their friendship and trust. Children are incomprehensibly incomplete and insecure. Worried, unsure, and burdened by the most trivial of things, they still always climb back to their feet, driven by a will of steel. They possess a radiance that simply doesn't exist among timeless, unchanging deities. I respect and adore that brilliance. Above all, I love beautiful things. I love those who strive to be beautiful for the sake of others. A lost kitten, a lonely black cat, a girl looking for a place to belong, an elf doing everything she can to stay true to herself even when she finds herself far beyond her comfort zone. They are all favorites of mine. With so many children, there were so many things to learn, and my eyes shone with excitement. Interacting with children I didn't know quickly became a hobby, and my heart began to ache. As I fell deeper into my role, I found myself immensely enjoying my life as seer. And then I found him. No, I met him. That boy whose soul is so white and translucent. The one that would drive me mad. That's the reason why. Etiquette and respect. Pride and appearance. Even emptiness. I cast it all aside. That is why I killed Seer.